Hello again, and welcome to Module 5 in Online Business Mania. In this module, we're going to talk about the customer avatar. Now, when I started online business 2 years ago, I was a pretty quick learner. I learned everything like domain registration, hosting my domain, building a blog, autoresponder setup, and so forth in lightning speed. I was thinking that once these are set up, I could suddenly make huge money as I was told by the gurus. Now, I joined each and every bright, shiny object and programs and membership sites, you name it. But after applying all the principles taught by the gurus, I was hardly making one sale here and one sale there. And while comparing my marketing expense, the profit was not even half. If I would spend $500 on marketing, I'd be making hardly $50 to $100 on average. I thought this was because my sales funnel was wrong, or something was wrong with my squeeze page or thank you page. Solo ads were my biggest traffic source. But the problem I found was with the follow-up. We were told that money is in the list. I'm sure you've heard that statement several times by now. Now, when I had 5,000 plus or more people in my list, I was hardly getting 1% open rates, and slowly my list began to die. I knew I was not alone. I've seen it all too often. People come in and then just start driving traffic to an affiliate offer or business opportunity, only to be disappointed with the results. Typically, there are no results, and then they're frustrated that this just doesn't work and eventually quit. Now, the reason for this is simply because the person didn't take the time to lay out and build a foundation for their marketing to be built upon. That's the reason why this module is huge. I think this is the major reason why most of internet marketers fail miserably. Now, a big mistake people make is that they think this business is about products. It's not. It's about the customer. Actually, everything you must do online should be customer focused, not product focused. It's about choosing an ideal customer whom you'd like to do business with for the long term. Once you can empathize with them and address their problems, putting yourself in their shoes, you can solve their problems better than anyone. And at that point, they feel a connection with you. Eventually, they'll even fall in love with you. They buy from you again and again, even though they really don't need the products. It's happened to me several times. Now, think of a moment. How many times you bought a product and later you wonder why the heck you bought it? That's where this module comes into play. The smartest and most successful marketers I know have a deep understanding of the customer they choose to sell to and are focused on mastering the psychological and emotional connection between them and their prospects. This was the missing ingredient in my business, and when I realized this and mastered the customer empathy skill, my whole business has been changed. So you must know who is your ideal customer, their needs, their pains, and frustrations, and you must empathize, emotionally connect with, and understand your customer's deepest desires. So let's talk about the customer avatar. Most people have a hard time empathizing with virtual people, and the most valuable business skill is the ability to empathize with someone. Your ads, your copy, everything gets written to one person. The more real you make this, the better. The less you guess, the better. Now, you want to create a real prospect, so real you feel like you're sitting across the table and speaking to them directly. The goal here is understanding. To persuade someone via online, you really need to understand that person. People buy from you when they feel understood, according to Dean Grazios. Now, once you get your customer avatar properly, you can see their face. You can see the emotion in their eyes. Their eyes don't lie. You can hear their voice, the intonation, the fluctuation in what they're saying when something emotional hits them hard. And by creating an avatar and an empathy map, you're effectively filling the missing chunk of having a near 100% relationship with your audience. And what we want to shoot for is communicating results in advance. People are attracted to those that are similar to them and will buy more from those people than strangers. So you want to make a friend and connection with your prospects as much as possible. Don't worry about the sales. They will come if you cultivate your following. And you'll never have to worry about money again because you'll always have a strong list of cult-like followers that will buy what you recommend to them because you've built a strong like and trust factor with them. So let's talk about creating the customer avatar. For example, I want to start marketing the Get Your Ex-Boyfriend Back product, and I have identified that the market I want to sell into is best represented by a 35 to 55-year-old female. So, to create my customer avatar, I have to flesh out this gal and think about her life, her family, what interests her, and what her problems are that my product can address. So to start with, I gave her a name. I called her Julie. So let's let Julie talk about herself. So here's avatar number 1. I'm Julie, 33 years old, living in Texas, working for a life insurance company. I saw him 5 years back, and since then we loved each other and never had any major problems. But what I noticed is, as time passed, he lost interest in me, and I noticed it earlier and asked him, but he never told me the reason. Recently, he began to ignore me completely, and it did hurt me a lot. And finally, we agreed to separate. Now I'm insane, frustrated, depressed, and can't even concentrate on my work properly. The gap he made in my life within this short time has left me speechless. Only God knows how much I missed him, remembering the golden days we had together. I still don't know the reason for his change, but I need him badly, and I feel worthless without him. We have 2 daughters named Anna, who's 6 years old, and Steffi, 4 years old. I can't answer their questions about why he left us, and I realize how much they miss their dad. I'm thinking, how can I get him back and lead a wonderful life together? Now let's look at another avatar, number 2, and this one is centered around niche internet marketing. So Bobby is 42 years old and has been involved in internet marketing for the past 2 years. He has 2 kids, ages 9 and 6. He's a sales executive for a pharmaceutical company and makes about $42,000 a year. His wife is Janet, and she thinks Bobby is an idiot for wasting his time trying to make money online. Bob is 25 pounds overweight and exercises every now and then. He enjoys watching TV, especially cricket. He loves his 2 kids and wants to play with them whenever possible. He's in around $25,000 of debt. He still lives paycheck to paycheck and has bad credit. Most of his salary goes for paying his credit cards and really struggling to pay the minimum balance. He doesn't like his job at all, but he's just doing it for the sake of doing it. His boss is very demanding, and he dislikes his job and his boss. His biggest desire is to quit his job by making enough money on the internet. His core motivation is freedom. To be free from his job, free from debts, to have control over his life, and he knows someone has to be making honest money online. In the short term, he wants just to be able to pay off his bills, his house loan, car loan, and save up to send his children to college and get out of debt. What he's looking for is a formula, a step-by-step blueprint to make residual income that doesn't involve him spending a lot of money on marketing, since he's already spent lots of money and most of those blueprints were worthless. He wants to be able to fire his boss, quit his job, and enjoy the luxuries of life, provide his family with the best, be able to take vacations whenever he wants and wherever he wants, and he wants to stay at the best hotels in the world. He wants to be rich and make money, more money than all of his friends. He wants to be the envy of all his friends. He wants to have no financial worries and be completely secure and happy. He wants to live in his dream home. Even though he has read a lot of products, he doesn't have any experience, doesn't have a sales funnel in place, still doesn't know how to build a website or a list, and he doesn't consider himself an expert. He's been searching for ways to make money online, but lacks focus and falls victim to the bright, shiny object syndrome. He's attracted to whatever is new, whatever sounds interesting and hot. The biggest problem is he doesn't know where to start, and he's the victim of information overload. He is very skeptical as he's bought almost all the famous make money online products, even the expensive coaching programs in the Warrior Forum, but nothing has worked for him. He used to convince his wife that he was going to make it one day, but now he also doubts whether he can make it or not. He desperately fears loss and embarrassments. Therefore, he fears change, which makes him avoid decisions. So the real Bobby wants adventure, respect, credibility, significance, and he wants to win in life. So, how do you create a customer avatar? Well, let's start here. Grab a pen and paper and go through this list with me. Who is your customer? What's their name? Are they male or female? What's their location? What's their job title? Did they graduate from college, from high school? What's their hair color? How much do they make every year, their annual revenue? What keeps them awake at night? List at least 3 problems your ideal customer is having that makes them an ideal customer for your business. What are your 5 biggest objections about using this type of product or making this purchase? What is the nature of the specific problem your customer is having? When do they experience the problem? Where else does the problem affect them negatively? Why can't they solve this problem on their own? What's the best thing that could possibly happen to your ideal customer if their problem is solved? What would their perfect solution look like? What is it that they really want more than anything else? What would they be willing to pay almost anything for? What if they tried before and failed? How can your product or service match up to your customers' real needs and desires? How can your business help solve your customers' problems? What is it that you are trying to provide to your customers? Once you have the customer avatar set up, when you're designing your marketing campaign or writing an email, you can just bring up your avatar. In the above example, I should ask myself, would my message resonate with Julie? Would it resonate with Linda? So practice this. It will help you in your online marketing as well as in real life to empathize with different people. Good luck to you. And this concludes Module 5, all about the customer avatar. Thanks again for watching, and as always, if you need help, just ask for it.